The Flow on Talk North alongside Ricky Palermo, online engineer and producer Brandon Morton, and a special thank you to DJ Brainpower, Brian Powers, our former collegiate roommate, good friend Sam last week. We'll get to our trip to Chicago in a little bit, but first, shout out Delano's Pizza, hosted the Russo Suhan show yesterday. Heard it went well from Brandon, our producer. Spectacular. The Free House has been doing great things with the Cheryl Reeve show as well, so our live venues are killing it. Talk North Podcast Network is doing well. Rick, on The Flow, we have a good show ahead of us as well.
Yeah, well, we're still recovering from a great weekend in Chicago, but we're going to talk all about that because it is very relevant. The Cubs and Twins battled in tremendous heat at Wrigley Field this past weekend. If you've never been to Wrigley Field, we'll tell you all about it. And then we'll talk a little bit about the Twins' struggles right now, and then the Cubs' success in recent weeks. And the NBA free agency has blown up. Obviously, you know about LeBron and Boogie, but we'll kind of talk some implications of that. We'll follow it up with one thought. But first, millennial problems. Alex Zappa, what is your millennial problem this week?
So you've seen this. Have you seen these across our Twitter, or am I crazy? So what I'm referring to, all of a sudden, my feed has been overblown with retweet or else you have bad luck. And it's literally these disgusting injuries. It's either like a stab wound or a compound fracture, and they're just guilting you into liking or retweeting just this absurd, disgusting presence on social media. And I just want this trend to stop. This needs to stop. PSA to everybody, stop this.
I've never seen those.
Have you not? Have you seen them, Brandon?
Not gross injuries.
Okay, I don't know what the heck my phone's doing to me then.
Well, I've seen ones like retweet and you'll be blessed with money or stuff like that. Or
those
like
are also very stupid.
A picture of Jesus and it'll be like retweet for Jesus, stuff like that.
If you don't retweet, like 7 days of bad luck or something.
Yeah, that. I don't know what accounts you're following that you'd get these disgusting injuries.
Well,
you need to nix them from your line.
And the other so I got to watch what I say because this is just a fact now. Our phones are constantly listening to us, and so they basically feed us advertisements. I'll never forget, I was on a shoot for Anytime Fitness, and they had these really cool shoes. Forget the name of the shoes, but obviously I was saying the name brand of the shoes. The people that were on set were as well. The next day on my Instagram feed, I have advertisements from them all over the place. And I never search them once on my phone. And I know other people have had the same experience. So don't talk about gross injuries because apparently you're going to have them pop up on your Twitter feed. And
Are you subliminally afraid of getting injured?
Yeah, I don't want to get hurt. No way. Brandon's had a couple of surgeries. He's been cut open a little bit, so I don't want that to happen. I'm sorry. Brandon took one for the team, I'm hoping, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So
you didn't retweet or favorite any of those?
So now we'll see what happens. Now I'm doing market research on myself apparently, because if I get hurt, it's because I apparently didn't grace the gods of Twitter with a retweet for these really disgusting injuries. So
yeah, well, what baffles me is that there's people out there creating that content and putting it on Twitter,
and they get like 10,000 retweets.
What are you doing?
So basically, my millennial problem is these whole retweet or else you got bad luck. You're gonna get injured. You're gonna have $1 million. That's fool's gold, man. I don't know how that started. People are just trying to get viral, and that's not what life's about, man. Just have fun. It's the 4th of July. We're taping this on the 4th of July, 11:02 a.m. Rick, what's your millennial problem? I'm done.
Well, the 4th of July means fireworks, right? And that means you're going to see a lot of fireworks on your social media accounts, okay? We all know what fireworks look like. This is kind of piggybacking on a millennial problem that we had a few months ago, a few weeks ago, but yeah, why post Snapchat stories or Instagram stories or post at all about the fireworks that you're seeing? Yes, they look the same. We've all seen them. Please put your phone down and enjoy the fireworks with the people that you have surrounded yourself with. It's just awful. What are we doing? Why?
I don't. The novelty of it is just we're all doing it. It's like going to the bathroom. We're all doing it. Yeah. We're all watching fireworks. So yes. Chill. And plus, the other thing too, it's extremely loud. So if you accidentally have your volume on, you're in a public place or maybe you're at work and you're going through your stories and all of a sudden,
boom.
Like you're that guy. People are like, what is Randy doing in his cubicle? Randy, stop it.
Yeah, it's just, we all know. It's like, it's like tweeting about the weather,
Exactly. Yes.
It's hot out. I know.
Oh, living my best life in this mini pool. Okay, we can all do that.
Yeah.
Relax.
So that's my millennial problem is be on the lookout the next few days for firework snap stories or firework social media posts.
Tweet at us at Zappa Time 2 at Nemo Pimo. Let us know if you see the excessive amount of social media sharing of stuff that everyone is. It's kind of like when, and it's still a thing, but when food was just being, oh, look at this great plate of food. Okay, well, we all have nice meals sometime.
It just falls under the category of useless social media posts that anyone can have, and that really beg the question to, why are you posting on social media in the first place?
We might have to create a docket of proper, like how we have the Molitor plan, we have foods you can have and foods you can, which we should also publish, first of all. Second of all, we should make a social media posts that are flow-logical and that are ill-flow-odical.
Yep, that word, yeah.
Giddy up.
Giddy up. Those are millennial problems this week. If you have a millennial problem, tweet at us using hashtag millenialprobz with a Z.
Mm-hmm. Chicago. We went there this past weekend. Fantastic trip. Do you want me to talk about Wrigley first?
Yeah, Zaps. I want to get your, because Zappa has never been to Wrigleyville or Wrigley Field prior to this trip. So I just want to get your opening thoughts, initial impressions, first reactions of Wrigleyville.
Well, so we take the L from Forest Lake to DT.
Forest Park. Yep.
Forest Park, excuse me.
You're good.
And then we take the red line into Wrigley. And so first of all, once you get close to Wrigleyville, the L gets almost raised up. So you're pretty far above ground, which is cool.
Elevated train.
Feel like you're in Harry Potter. You're going on the train to Hogwarts, but we're going to Wrigleyville. The coolest thing is the build. I mean, I've never seen buildings and architecture like I did around Wrigleyville with, 8 stories, apartments that look beautiful and just these spiraling staircases. And it's just really, really, and
their backyard's the train.
Yeah. And it's so
have fun sleeping at night.
Oh, dude, they're like 5 feet away from these trains. Yeah. And it's like the movies you see with Spider-Man where he wakes up because the train goes by. It's unbelievable. So going into Wrigleyville, there's just this certain aura, this certain feel about it that's cool. And then right as the L pulls up to that stop, you get a glimpse of it. And then, just walking around, seeing that red Wrigley Field sign, there's some new built-up stuff, but really, you have the brick roads, you have the Greg Maddux, Sammy Sosa, you got the blocks of all the famous players on the sidewalk streets. And really, it's really old. It does not look even close to any modern ballpark whatsoever, but that's what you have to love and appreciate about it. There's no AC. There's not a lot of cover. There's not a lot of shade. But as someone who just loves baseball, you have to appreciate the history of this building, the culture, and the biggest takeaway, the fanhood, how passionate. We paid $100+ to sit in the bleachers. And when you do that, fans are more invested. You got... we had the guy with the cowboy hat that was rattling Rosario. We'll get to all of that. But I would say certainly something that was on my bucket list. Wrigley and Fenway were the 2 ballparks I had to see before I died, and I was overwhelmed. It was better than I could have imagined.
Yeah, it's a unique place. One thing that I'll add that's kind of new, because the last time I've been there, they hadn't. Last time I was there was 2015, and the renovations for the big scoreboard just started, and they're still redoing the right field Budweiser
only 2
sign.
Scoreboards.
Yeah, only 2
Super
scoreboards.
Cool.
That's it. A big part of their theme is that they don't have a lot of pizzazz, right? There's not a lot of signage, not a lot of video boards and lighting everywhere. Like when you go to Target Field, I look up and I see, all right, where's the pitch count? Where's balls and strikes? I don't know what the count is because I can't find it because there's so much junk everywhere.
It's true.
You look at Wrigleyville,
it's clean.
They have one side panel in behind right field or behind first base, and then one behind third base because we were in the bleachers, and they don't play the make some noise videos on the board, and they don't play the get loud things because they don't need to.
No, there's no in-game ops really whatsoever because the fans are aware. It's a very smart crowd.
They try to make it so that you're back to, the old days of baseball, right? Where there's not a lot going on. You're just paying attention to the game, and it's really nice. It's really scenic. And outside, all the renovations they did, there's a huge parkway, beautiful grass field that everyone can just hang out in, a giant video scoreboard.
Got
you can
some
see
bags,
from
obviously.
A block down. I don't know how much that thing costs, but it is beautiful. A lot of pixels in that.
Meanwhile, outside there's 2 squirrels humping in the rain, hanging from a tree. So only in Lauderdale will you see that. I actually think they just graduated to the ground. It was a little too complicated in the branch. We left Thursday.
Squirrel?
Sorry, that was just really...
That's literally the squirrel.
Just caught my attention. I was like, holy hell, how are they doing that? We got in Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday night, because the Twins played 13 innings against the White Sox and delayed our road trip. We drove because that's the way to do it.
So we get in 1 a.m. We got Subway sandwich tender.
Submarine tender.
Got the garlic and butter fries. It was absolutely fire. So we went to sleep.
Yeah, if you're going to be in the suburbs, go to Sub T. They get the BG fries and an unreal sub.
And so basically now we're going to give you the inside scoop of how to do Wrigley Field and how to do Chicago Wrigleyville if you go. So we went Friday, Saturday, came back Sunday. Friday, or I should say we came back Saturday. You worked Sunday. Saturday, I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Friday we get there, and we went to Wrigleyville because it's a 3-game series. We had tickets for Saturday, but on Friday we go to Wrigleyville. We were bar hopping. We went to, where do we go?
So
first the coolest spots.
First we went to the Cubby Bear, which is on the corner of right with the marquee sign. I think it's Clark and Addison is the intersection. I don't know. Don't yell at me if I'm wrong.
Addison sounds right, I think.
So yeah, the Cubby Bear, which is
infamous bar,
is the
right?
post game party. They have live bands play there all the time. Unreal place started there. Then we met up our good friends at Fox, because obviously Twins are in town. Fox producing the game. Vanessa and Ralph met them up for a burger at Rocket Burger Bar.
Rocket Burger,
another classy Chicago joint, right off. I think that was Sheffield by left field. Or Waveland, off Waveland in left field.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, then we went to Murphy's Bleachers, which another cool thing about Wrigley Field is they have the bleachers, the rooftops. So Murphy's Bleachers is a bar that you can, if you buy tickets, you go upstairs. They have a huge buffet. It's all inclusive, and then you get to sit on their bleachers on top of the bar and the rooftops and watch the game from across the street, which is another unique point of Wrigley Field.
Bill Murray has been there. They have pictures all over the place of celebrities that have been in the bar too, and they have stuff from when they won the World Series. So you got to go there. Really cool spot. And then we really kind of made for it at Aurelio's Za. Spectacular Italian joint, authentic, delicious slices. And then I bet the Cubs -1.5. Addy hits a G slam for the boys for the betting account, and the Cubbies won. They kicked our butts that day.
Yeah, right when we walked in, it was so hot. So we're going bar to bar,
unbelievably hot.
You know, we were drinking a little bit, so you're even more exhausted with the heat. So we're like, all right, we need to stop, sit down, and eat some food. Walk into Aurelio's Pizza, and that's when Addison Russell hit the grand slam.
Spectacular.
It was a big time. Aurelio's Pizza, great za.
Saturday, we go to the game. Our 2 thoughts. I'll cover Rosario. You can talk about Zobrist. Rosario is
so we're sitting in left field.
Yes, left field, second row bleachers. We're killing it. We got Ricky spotted a great spot. We got a great seat. Rosario, great dude. He's getting chirped, though, hard by the fans. And so there's kind of this one fan in particular that we mentioned earlier had a cowboy hat,
we'll call him Cowboy
mustache.
Jack.
Cowboy Jack, shirtless. He's rocking a great sunburn. This guy knows how to engage fans. So he's chirping Rosario the whole game.
No conscious, yeah.
Rosario,
just going.
I think in the 4th inning, hits a 2-run bomb to take the lead. And he walks out to left field, and they're getting after him. Rosario! So the guy chants, Rosario! And then the fans go, sucks! And, you know, the people, the seating people kind of let it go for a little bit, but then they got pissed. Regardless, he walks out, and he does a little hand motion, like a talking motion with his hand. And then he just starts laughing.
Yeah.
And so he hears it. Like, they know. The players know. And that was cool to see that interaction, because only at Wrigley do you get passionate enough fans to chirp, but then also players kind of recognizing that it's one of the things that makes Wrigley special.
And it started, obviously, right in the 1st inning. And Rosario, he was a little rattled at first, by the way, because he was looking back and he said something, and you could tell by the look on his face he wasn't too pleased with the chirping. Because, you know, there's one thing you got to deal with it being a professional athlete, right? There's hecklers everywhere. And then he started to play along with it, and he was laughing. And then I saw him chirp back one time, "You suck," to the fan, because the one guy, Cowboy Jack, would be like, Rosario, and then the guys behind him would be